disagreements, but we will disagree as friends and never stop working together toward victory. And very importantly, toward real change. To make America great again, I support and endorse our Speaker of the House.
That was the scene moments ago in Green Bay, Wisconsin. GOP presidential nominee Donald Trump endorsing Speaker Paul Ryan in his primary in Wisconsin won against his conservative Republican challenger, Paul Nehlen. Let's call back in my old congressional colleague from Newsmax Washington, Michael Patrick Flanagan. Mike, it's very interesting. There was Mr. Trump reading a carefully outlined statement endorsing Speaker Ryan. Your reaction to that endorsement?
His statement in Wisconsin. He traveled to Wisconsin to do this and read the statement there. I think you saw a candidate grow tonight. We've talked about this, I've written about it, and you and I have talked about it many times. Mr. Trump is a first-time candidate, and there's lots of mistakes first-time candidates make, lots of them. Unfortunately, you usually make them at lower levels where nobody's watching so much. But at the presidential level, this is why it's hard for a first-time candidate to go flawlessly to the end. And I think his supporters, the movement, know he's a first-time candidate, and there's a lot of forgiveness in their souls. And I don't think he's been harmed by the last few weeks at all. He's overcoming these mistakes, and he's moving forward. He's going to be at the top of the Republican ticket. Mr. Ryan is going to be a partner in Congress, and they're going to work like the Constitution wants it to work, as the executive and the Congress working together, as opposed to one dictating to the other.
Well, let's hope so. That first-time candidate made another endorsement tonight in another Republican primary, not exactly close to Wisconsin. Let's take a look at that very quickly.
I hold in the highest esteem Senator John McCain for his service to our country in uniform and in public office. And I fully support and endorse his reelection.
Well, you may say a candidate is growing, but I just have to tell you, based on past experience, sounds to me as if Mr. Trump has just kind of bought himself a boatload of troubles. But it may help him get to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. But Mr. McCain and Speaker Ryan are not exactly on the Trump train in terms of securing the border and a variety of other issues. But you still think this is a good step?
I think it's a wise step. If you're going to be the leader of the whole Republican Party, you got to help them get up. I mean, when you and I first started out 20 years ago, they used to come to me, Mr. Army's floor leaders would come to me and whine endlessly about Chris Shays of Connecticut. He votes with the Democrats 94% of the time. How can we have this guy? And the answer is he votes for the right guy for Speaker. He helps deliver the majority. Everything else can be worked out. And with Senator McCain, not my favorite guy either, and it has nothing to do with the border with him. Like you have many good reasons to object to him. I think he's a demagogue in many ways. But again, he's a standard bearer of the party, and Mr. Trump was prevailed upon as the leader of the party to do the right thing for the party. And there's certain things you just got to swallow when you've asked to be leader and people have left you be leader, and this is one of them.
All right, fair enough. Let's see what our viewers think about that at 1-877-NEWSMAX, 1-877-639-7629 to Stone Mountain, Georgia. Larry's on the line. Larry, welcome to Newsmax Prime.
Thank you, JD. Thanks for taking my call.
You bet.
I'm going to be kind of brief, but what I believe, what I really feel, is that the Republicans are hurting Donald Trump. I mean, Paul Ryan was not even there at the meeting when he endorsed him. People are looking at these Republican leaders that have turned from him. Some of them are even voting for Hillary. his own party, the Republicans, are really hurting him. It makes no difference what he says about the Obama or Clinton. The people are looking at what these Republican leaders are doing, and they are abandoning him.
Larry, you make a very good point. Let's ask Mike Flanagan about that. Mike, we happen to notice a couple of Illinois office holders, one senator and just a couple of days ago a congressman, said they're not going to support Trump. You heard Larry. He is concerned about that. What about these, quote, renegade Republicans? Larry's got a concern, and a lot of other members of the Trump movement share that concern.
As I told you before, months before the convention, then a little bit before the convention, and right after the convention, you never Trump people have until the convention. And after that, it's holy war, a pox on your house. You don't get to call yourself a Republican anymore if you're not going to support the ticket, particularly when the ticket swallowed its pride today and supported people who don't agree with them 100%. Get back into the tent. Do what you're supposed to do. Help deliver in the fall for yourself, for the office holders in your state, and for the national ticket. You don't want to do that? Stop calling yourself a Republican.
All right,
period.
We're not going to stop the calls. We've got one from Pennsylvania, another critical state. Veronica is on the line. Hi, Veronica.
Hi, Jude. How are you?
Doing fine, thank you.
I just think it's wonderful that Trump went and is going to endorse everybody. It's time for everybody to come together, stop the nonsense, get over yourself, or else we're in big trouble, and it could be 8 years of Hillary if these people don't get their act together. I'm telling you.
Well, we hear you loudly and clearly, Veronica, and we thank you for the call. And so, Mike, there's Veronica agreeing with what you just had to say. You touched on it earlier. You've authored an article outlining what Mr. Trump needs to do to win. Just briefly, we've got a couple of minutes left. Let's go over that again a little more. What needs to happen for Mr. Trump to become President Trump?
You are indeed my friend. Thank you, old friend. I think this is a great idea for Mr. Trump. I wrote today and sent it off to the Trump folks. Hopefully they read it and will hear it. I think they should take a 2 or 3 day retreat. Not an intervention, not a head shrinking, a retreat. Take the whole campaign to Mar-a-Lago and sit and eat and exercise, recreate, do some team building work, because the team is still very new. And let them learn and live with each other. And have Newt there, and have Giuliani there, and have Reince Priebus there to share their wisdom, to share their experience, to share their knowledge, and most of all, to share their confidence. And that team will come back, and there's plenty of time to do that now. That team will come back after a couple of days in Florida, energized, excited, on board with each other, and ready to go, go, go. And if they take the time now to put their house in order before they just stumble into the fall, this will pay huge dividends in the months to come.
So it's a retreat in order to advance. And the other thing we can't help but notice, Mike, we still got just a little less than 14 weeks between now and Election Day. That is a long time to right the ship and to prevail in this thing. Final thoughts to you, sir. 30 seconds.
I love your comment, JD, but I don't think the ship needs a lot of writing. We're still in the Hillary bounce period after her nomination. The LA Times had her up only by 1 point, and one of the news organizations had her up by a ton. Any polling that's disparate under respected organizations means that nobody's doing it right. I don't think any poll is trustworthy now, and I don't think anybody ought to be panicking over what's happened. There's plenty of time.
And our time is about up. Michael Patrick Flanagan, again tonight from Newsmax, Washington. Thanks for staying up to watch me on another network last night and for offering your insights and analysis tonight, Michael. Hope you have a great weekend. So, we talked about the election being almost 14 weeks away. Got to tell you this, in another week, we will be moving our primetime shows here on Newsmax TV. If you're watching us on DirecTV, you will see us on channel 366. Keep that in your mind. Have a great weekend. See you Monday. Stay brave, stay free.